Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Belgian Jasper. If this is your first time in the channel, hit subscribe right now.
Welcome to the show. Find yourself a classless.
I love to be super intimate, like venues like that. We also used to play in these places not so long ago, not so long ago we learned like 4 hours of music to play in bars. So it's great to go back to the roots, and I don't know, I love it, especially in a legendary place like the Horseshoe Tavern.
Find yourself a classless road. Free your feet.
The biggest thing that I came into, especially like that first show, the biggest thing for me was that like some of these legends like invited us to be playing on the same stage as they would be. And for me, that's just the ultimate honor, and that makes me happy enough to be there, whether the people out there are there to see us, or whether of course they're there to see the big headliners. But it's just good to be in front of those people, but also to be in such the company of really great people.
Yeah, I mean, what we do live, which is why you gotta come see us, is have the most fun we can on stage, and we invite the crowd to be a part of our show. We welcome them to be a part of our show. So I think it's a togetherness thing above all else.
Yeah, also to kind of piggyback on top of that, I think, our goal is to put on a spectacle, put on a live show, and we're all a band of showmen. Like all 5 of us, we're here to put on a show. Each one of us, for the whole show, you can watch each one of us individually, watch us as a unit, and you'll be entertained.
Definitely different influences. We're all over the place. For me, like, I love Rush and the Grateful Dead, so those are even two opposite parts of the spectrum. And Griffin loves Led Zeppelin and Queen and the Beatles, and Dane loves My Chemical Romance and Green Day and all those guys, and the Tom Waits back there and everything, the Bowie. So we're all bringing all our stuff together and making it into one big yeah, I guess, I don't know.
One big thing also with our influences that a lot of our favorite bands didn't really stick to one general like formula or sound, like especially like the Beatles or Queen. Like they like that's something they like treasure was the ability to like be like musical chameleons. Like they would listen to different kinds of music and they would try to emulate that, but inevitably like bring other influences into it and kind of still make it like your own unique type of music, but it's got little bits of everything thrown in there.
You should paint on a canvas. You shouldn't try to paint something without borders, because then you're not going to be comprehended. So we do try to paint within borders and try to fit ourselves in a niche, because that way we have a chance to communicate with an audience. So yeah, like I think yes and no. Like in our hearts we want to play like Sitars on fire, but we're gonna stick to 2 guitars plugged into Marshalls, because I feel like that's kind of what's helping us stay on the tour, because they could kick us out any second now.
Yeah, I think it's because to circle back to the conversation about our influences, we like check all the boxes for a rock and roll band. 2 guitars going through a Marshall, dynamic vocalists. But I think what really makes it special is kind of the individual things we bring to the table. They kind of put it in the form of a metaphor. We all like talk the same language. At the core, we grew up with the same bands: the Zeppelins, the Queens, Guns N' Roses, kind of all those classic rock bands. But so we talk the same language, but we all have our own little accent with it, and I think that's what makes everyone special. We all actually have our own different accent. I know I talk like a surfer kid from California and all this, but yeah, and then we just come together, and that's what Classless Act is.
It's the most wonderful time of the
Midsummer. No, for me, Halloween. I would love to. I mean, I would love to. A lot of demos I'm working on now, I can't help it, but they're coming out very creepy crawly. So I don't know. I just love the fun of it. You guys?
Halloween for sure would be pretty cool. I don't know. I think that's probably maybe, I don't know about you guys, but
Yeah.
to me that's probably the only other holiday that you could probably write a song about.
Yeah, or
Easter.
just shake it up. We'll do random one like Arbor Day. I don't know. Like,
4th of July.
yeah.
There you go. Okay.
That is a great question. I don't think we've gone that before.
I mean, the Highlander soundtrack is pretty dope.
Yeah, or like in the last 10 years.
Oh, listen,
Yeah, like what was a good movie in the last 10 years?
Frozen.
Oh man,
That's a killer soundtrack, man.
Yeah, those are a great soundtrack.
Classless, are you calling me classless? Well, it's about time. Half of the masses couldn't find.
It's such a daunting like setting to be in, with all of these great people and of course these big places, but everyone, whether it comes across on a stage where they're playing these songs about like being these like rebellious, like super just like, I don't know, like anti like posture, like, you know, put together people like type of thing. These people are very, very professional, and it takes a lot of work behind the scenes to keep it all together and for all of them to be working together. So even though it takes a lot of work for it to look like it's still got that energy and that like slight chaos and like it might fall off the rails, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes that it's not really like super immediate when you see them on stage.
Yeah, I think also it's pretty cool to see because it shows that being on this tour, like no matter what age, you can tell that everyone, all the performers on this tour, they're like rock and roll to the core. Like the best example is like Tommy Lee. You know, he's just unapologetically himself. And like mid Motley set, it's just him in a microphone just talking to everyone, and everyone goes wild. He's just talking, he's like, "What's up, motherfuckers?" And it gets the crowd going. And like that's just what a rock star does. He's just himself, and everybody loves it.
We're hopefully going to be touring some more and making the rounds just as many times as we possibly can, because we do want to make a connection with people that are outside of a 50-mile radius of our houses, you know. And we want to come to different states. We also want to come to different countries at some point in the future. But also with that, we're hoping that people enjoy our album that just came out. But we're also hoping to make more music, and we're hoping that people will enjoy that music as well. But there's a lot of stuff that we're hoping to do in the future, and we hope that everyone will follow us as we continue these endeavors.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.